You guys, I just need you guys to let me know if you're able to hear me without like no echoing or anything like that.
Business, it's time for Shopify.
Can you guys
Get
hear?
everything you need to go from launch to legendary. Bring your brand to life with easy to customize themes. Drag, drop, done. Start selling everywhere people shop, whether they're strolling or scrolling. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the stream. And never leave a sale behind with the world's best converting checkout. So easy.
Can you guys hear me like fine? Can somebody let me know if they can hear me like are you hearing the echo? Is my voice okay? Can you guys hear me? Yes, can I get a yes? Can we get a tap also? What else? Can we get some taps? Thank you very much. And if you guys can hear me, let me know if you can hear me. Like no echoing. And if you can, because somebody's gonna call and a Telegram call, it's okay, good. Can you let me know also if you guys can hear this right? Is the music good? Is the music good? You guys, okay, we're gonna talk to one of the guys. I told his story a little bit. He was the man that was taken for 3 weeks and 4 days by a Libyan woman, and when he got there was another woman, and every day they were bringing 2 women every day, like for him to deal with. So we're gonna have him. He's gonna call me on Telegram, and we're gonna hear his voice because he don't want to put himself out there, because this is not an easy situation. Like if it's done to someone, it's not easy to just publicize yourself. Some of the trolls might attack your account, make fun of you, and things like that. So I understand when someone does not want to, show their account. But can we try to like get the taps up so that because we're going to be speaking in English. So, and this conversation is a very tricky conversation. So if we're not tapping, TikTok might try to shake our live, might try to, TikTok might try to do stuff. So let's please try to tap the live, send roses if you got roses, just to help the live be strong. Again, we're going to be talking about S3X. I gotta be like careful with some of my words. And remember, we're speaking English. We're not gonna be speaking in a local, because the person I'm speaking to, he's not even from my country. So we're gonna be speaking in English, and he's gonna tell his story. Because a lot of people think this is actually a joke. I think because it was done to men, they think it's a joke, but it's really not. And yesterday when we were on live, we heard a young man who I know I'm older than, and he was telling us how it was done to him when he was 16 years old, and he have never ever dealt with a woman before, and he was taken by a woman who had, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word, knife, who had a knife on him and used them for 2 weeks, and he never dealt with a woman before. It was his first time dealing with a woman, and it was through RA. But yeah, so let's keep tapping the live, please, so that I'll bring the guy so that he can tell his story. Yeah, let's keep tapping the live. I'm gonna get in my WhatsApp right now and just tell him to call me on Telegram. Yeah, give me a second. But yeah, let's just keep tapping the live, please. If you're in here and you're interested in the story, just keep tapping the live. We need the taps to protect the live. Without the taps, we cannot protect the live. So let's please try to keep tapping if we can, please. the life. Without the tops, we cannot protect the life. So let's please try to keep tapping if we can, please. So let's just keep tapping the life.
No one say skeleton, 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 random, 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 shake the bindi, shake the bindi, shake the bindi.
Hold on.
Shake the bindi. Everybody just stop.
Introducing Gemini in Google Slides. AI that takes what you're envisioning and generates.
You are my African queen. Ooh, Lord, ooh, Lord. Just like the sun, lights up the earth, you light up my life. The only one I ever see with a smile so bright. And just yesterday, you came around my way. You changed my whole scene with your astonishing beauty.
While I'm waiting for him, if somebody wants to join the live, while we're waiting for him, you're more than welcome to send a request. I was actually trying to make sure I test my live, right? But let's keep tapping. Let's keep tapping. I see 1K. Is that 1K tap? It's hard to see. I'm good. I'm gonna have somebody get this guy here. The girl of my dreams. Hi, how are you?
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
How are you? Alhamdulillah.
Bijan Kota.
Cool.
Huh?
The letter document mandindole for jam because
Can you try to speak in English?
you know like
Because we're trying to reach everyone. So you have to speak in English. So anybody who comes, I'm very sorry. You have to speak in English. I'm very
okay, don't
sorry.
worry. I will say it in English. I just want to say something really quick. When you upload those videos, yesterday I was commenting on one and there was a guy that was saying, okay, this is like, not true. You cannot prove it because you don't have proof and all that. I spent 3 years in Libya. Okay? If anyone knows Libya better, I would be the one because I spent like 3 years in there. I spent, 6 months in Algeria and in Morocco also 2 years. So almost like I spent all of my 5 years between those Arab countries. But this is something that happened, especially in Libya, really often. Okay? I don't know whether people have idea what's going on in there or not, but this is something true. I had a friend that was treated this way. Okay? I was lucky that I was not involved in those, but there was a friend of mine that goes through this, and it's something true, it's something real. I don't know why people have the guts to deny it. I don't know whether they don't know what's going on there or they just don't want to believe the stories that people are saying, and it's really sad.
It's a lot of people from that country itself that are denying the fact. I've seen some comments. Mute you while I speak. So when you're not speaking, just mute so that we can hear, because a lot of noise come from you. So like whenever you're done speaking, just mute yourself and come back. Just keep doing that. But anyways, so I saw a lot of comments from Libyans, and they're saying that, oh, Libya is such a tight community. The neighbors, everyone knows each other, and this cannot happen without people knowing. And I'm laughing because I'm like, that's the same thing my people are saying. That's the same thing my people are saying. You guys have this tight community. If anybody scream and a black person is in that house, that black person is gonna end up, right? And also, my people are also saying, when you're taking them to your home, you ask them to hide underneath the car. And you tell them, oh, in this country, Libyan men don't like to see women with black men in a car. Which the way our people are treated, we're gonna be like, okay, that seems like common sense, right? But anyway, so I see those comments and, but go ahead.
Yeah, and those people that are denying it, they don't know because in Libya you have to bear in mind that in Libya the cars has open deck, like the windows are all dark. So and the police will never search a car that like a woman is driving. No, they don't search those vehicles, which means those give it like that alone give them opportunity to do so because you could be in the car and someone like you could be in the car with three women and no one will gonna know because they're painted dark, so you cannot see anything inside. If you are outside, you cannot see anything. So yeah, and the way people live, they don't live with Libyans like communities like Libyans people. No, they live by themselves in the camps. So that way is really easy because they come in the camps and ask you, okay, can you go and fix my door? Or can you go and fix this and that? You believe them and you go, you know? And before you realize you have been used and you cannot do nothing about it. Because when you are pointed, like when someone point a gun in your head, you're gonna do whatever they want.
And I heard it's very normal for everyone to have a gun, even little kids.
People do have a different experience and I respect that because there's people that when they spend 5 years almost, they have no problem and it's fine, but people do go there and they get into trouble, and if they come out to say their stories, why people have to deny it? Like I don't understand. And this always like the guys that I know, they are Gambians like me, and they get this they get in trouble. You know, they were assaulted and they cannot do nothing about it. And they are Gambians, okay? Gambians, not even Nigerian or something. They are Gambians like us.
Yeah, I heard, yes. I heard that's
Yeah, I know one guy now. He's in Italy. I don't know where. I think he will not like to talk about it. But yeah, he was being used like for 2 weeks, and he was really traumatized. And I feel sorry for him. He was in the camp for almost 1 month without going out, and he was like, having a really traumas. He cannot go to work because he's afraid that they will find him. And yeah, and this he was taken by a lady, not even a man. He was taken by a lady because people have to realize that if your man died, there's no one that's gonna take you. So, which means if that person is like 30 something years old, they need
yes.
men. They need men. So
Hi, Alex. Hold on, Alex. Can you hear Jeff? Jeff, can you talk?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. Sorry. I'm gonna call you Michael because I don't want to call your name. Sorry. Okay.
Okay, no problem.
All right. You guys, can you hear Michael on the phone? Yes. Yes. Okay. Alex, I'm gonna put you down for a second. Okay. You can send a request later on.
Okay.
All right, Jeff. Michael.
Okay.
Michael, how are you?
Yeah, I'm
good?
fine, and you?
I'm good. I'm good. So I'm gonna last time we spoke, I already know the story, but I just want to put the story out there because some people think this is funny. Other people, I even heard of stories of other men that thought, oh, this might be exciting. Then they get there, they realize that no, it's a horror story, and I feel like your story is definitely a horror story. So I'm gonna just ask you some questions. Pretty much, you don't have to tell us where you're from. If you want to, you're more than welcome to. But I have seen a lot of people saying in the comments that once they like countries get targeted if you're speaking about this online. So I don't want people from your country to get targeted. So we don't have to mention where you're from. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
And then in your story, there's a group of men that also helped you. You don't have to tell us what country that group of men also came from, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna start at the beginning. How long this happened to you in Libya, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How long? What made you go to Libya? Why Libya?
Yeah, because of the hardship in the country, so one has to look for a greener pasture. So that's what leads to me changing the country, leaving my country.
Can you guys
But
hear
the
him?
initial
Hold on,
time,
let me check if they can. Can you guys hear him? Can you try to say go ahead again?
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. My intention was to go to Europe through the Libya route, which most Africans like us do. So that was it.
Okay. How long were you in Libya before you got taken away by a Libyan woman?
Yeah, I was almost 2 years because I got there 2013. That was February 2013, February.
Okay, and when you were in Libya, did you hear about rumors of Libyan women taking black men for a while? Have you ever heard of those rumors? Did you know it existed or you were not aware at all?
No, I wasn't aware because I normally work with Arab man in the store before something happened that led me to leave the place. So I was not that too exposed to what's going on outside.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna talk about it seems like there's a business in Libya or it's something in an underground criminal.
Yeah, I can
But
say it's underground because eventually everyone in Libya know that stuff like that, like criminal activities do take place because way back then, due to the part of the crisis and some other stuff, so it's just a normal day-to-day activities to budge into criminals and different criminal activities were taking place. So it was like a normal day
so
activities over there.
this was okay, so pretty much criminal activity was okay for them.
Yeah. On a bloody light, it happened bloody light, not even at night. Can happen anywhere, anytime, and whenever. So it just depends on where you happen to be at that particular time.
Okay. So how long were you abducted? How long were you kidnapped for?
It was 3 weeks and some days.
Okay. Can you pretty much tell us what happened, how it started, and pretty much and remember we're on TikTok, so there's certain words we just have to be careful a little bit. And can we please keep tapping the live, please? He was taken by a woman, and he's gonna pretty much explain the story. All right, go ahead.
Okay, like I said earlier, there's a place where Africans or Black normally do go look for job on a daily basis. So on this fateful day, I went there in search of jobs. So a woman came in, because then I was into this POP decoration because I learned how to do POP.
What's a POP decoration?
It's a kind of, don't know if you know stuff, this whitesmith used in designing interior in houses. That whitesmith used in designing houses.
Okay, so like the finishing touches? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, like I can't say it's PVC because this one is different.
Okay.
You can mold it to whatever shape you want, and also you can make a sketch of human being of it. So different design. So she told me she had one broken, so I should come help replace it. So got it to the house. It was a very big house, like a mansion. So getting there, when I walked in, she was like, okay, the broken part is in the lobby close to the room. Getting there, I didn't see anything like that. So I was like, what is happening? Because you said this thing is broken. I can't see any sign of damage on it. So in the process of the conversation, two other women came in. One was very young, holding this stuff to an alive person. I don't want to mention the name. Yeah, so that was how they bring in the discussion. So I never consented to it, but the fact that they threatened to raise the alarm.
Hold on, let me bring it back up again. So so you got there. She told you to go do the materials you need are at this location. So you went to that location, but you can't find that materials, right?
There was nothing like that. Yes,
Okay.
There was nothing like that.
So then what happened? What you can say? What it's okay to say. Can we keep tapping the live F1s in the chat? So what did they tell you?
So getting there, I could not find anything of such. So I was trying to make my way out when one other woman with, let me say, the kind of friend came from other room, and the one was holding a gun. Like, I have to comply with whatever they are telling me. So at this point in time, I was already confused and don't know what to do. So the other told me if I should try anything funny, they will raise alarm that I wanted to rape their sister. So which I was kind of, because if such alarm is raised, and the people there coming, they will unalive whosoever has been laid such accusations on.
He's getting a phone call.
So, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. It's like you're getting a call. So he's pretty much saying that they pretty much asked him for S3X. And he's telling them that's not why I'm here. And the other friend, one friend brought him. When he got there, there's another woman there. The other woman pulled out a pew pew, and it's like, if you don't do whatever it is that we want you to do, we're gonna scream to the neighbors that there's a black man in the house, black man in the house, black man in the house. So if we do that, then it's pew pew. Pew, pew, black man in the house. Okay, go ahead.
So at this point, I was not having any choice than to comply with what they wanted. So the first day, there were 3. So it was like dosage, like morning, afternoon, evening. So they were alone in a house. So it was after 3 weeks, they observed that my hair taps changed. And whenever I go to the restroom, I feel blood. So one of them,
but you jump a lot. Can we go from we jumped a lot? Are you busy right now? Because I see you're getting a lot of calls. So can we go from the first day? You say it was during the day. It seems like there's it was during the day. There's no kids. Okay, they picked you. You were there for 3 weeks. Can you please go through what happened in that 3 weeks?
I was there for 3 weeks. So that 3 weeks it was just FCS throughout. So, and they also have a kind of a separate room where I was locked up. So whenever they want whenever they want my service, they'll come in there, bring me out, feed me with their locally made bread and some kind of food like that. So it was 3 weeks, 3 weeks and a day. So the data I observed, I was kind of derogating my health, and I was now being powerless. So one of them make a decision that they should unalive me. Then the other one said, no, they shouldn't do it that way. Instead, they should just look for somewhere else and drop me. So
okay, I wanna come back. I wanna come back just a little bit. I'm very sorry. Okay, so the first day they got you was during the day, and
during the day. It was
hold on, give me a second. Hold on, just give me a second. Let me explain. Hold on. Let me just explain so that you can know what I'm where I want you to get at. First day they got you. It was during the day. Right?
Yeah.
Then you were in this mansion. Were you still kept in the same mansion, or were you transported to a different location?
No, I wasn't transported. It was a separate room, like a storeroom. I don't know how to put it. It's like a storeroom. That was where they kept me at night.
Okay, so let's go from one night to the other night.
Yeah, in the room there was no light. It's just void like that.
So there was no light. It's just a dark room you were kept in.
No, there was no light in the room.
Okay, so then if you're not busy, give me a second, hold on.
Maybe during the day.
Okay, so if you're not busy, I want us to go step by step a little bit. Okay, so there was no room, because you see, if we didn't go step by step, we wouldn't know these details. We're like jumping. I don't want us to jump. Okay, they put you in a room, a dark room, and then the second night, what happened the second day?
The second day, there were still 3, so
they were okay. So how did the third come? Because you see, we didn't even notice. So it was one woman that got you, brought you in. There was a friend there. So the next day, did a third woman come?
Yeah, the next day because the first day there were 2, so the other day there were 3. The other one was pretty much old. I should think she should be around 70. She should be in her 70s.
In her 70s?
Yes, she should be in her 70s. So it was even that one that was trying to tell me that they don't have husband, and I know in Libya when your husband died, so you'll be a widow till you die. So there's no that thing, and this is what they just want from me. I should just try and comply, that there will be no issues. But if I
these women, okay, so far we are 3 women. Number one, we're 3 women. These 3 women, their age, do you think they're in their 60s and up or below?
Yeah, the one that came before this should be from 50 to 60, but other were older. The other 2 were older women.
Okay, so these are elderly women for sure.
Yeah, these are elderly women.
So the second the second day, there was a 3rd woman that came in her 70s that really tried to convince you that you should do this. Okay, so the 3rd day, you on the second day, did you deal with all 3 of these women?
Yeah, they make me do all nasty stuff like having to go down their private part, their holes, and lift everything with the threatening of if I don't, they'll raise alarm. So I was left with no choice than to just comply. Because at this point, my life was important to me, so I was ready to do anything in consideration that I'm safe.
Okay, so the 3rd day, the third day. Was it the same 3 women or there's another one?
No, the 3rd day, the woman that came to pick me up from the place and the 2 other women, different. These 2 other women were different people entirely from the previous day.
So these are new women. So it's like, okay, so the 3rd day you were dealing with fresh women. How many fresh women?
Yeah.
How many?
There were 2 including the one that came to pick me up.
And these women, you have to go down.
Yeah.
Oh, may God help you one day. I'll be out of it. Okay. All right. Okay. So every day, do you have to deal with fresh women?
No, just let me see. There were the 1 and the extra 2 and that 3. There were 5. So just like changing duties.
Just like what?
Just like when one changes duty, like okay, maybe other 2 are not available, but.
So it was total of how many women? How many women in total have you seen and dealt with?
In total, there were 5.
In total, there were 5 different women that were coming on different zones, and you were kept in a dark room. And when they need you, they take you out of this dark room, give you food, then, right?
Yeah, that's what they do on a daily basis.
You guys, obviously there is 70, 80-year-old, 50-something-year-old criminals in Libya that have no respect for human life. It seems like, especially for Black human life, it seems like a dark room. A dark room is where they kept him in. Jeff, we don't need to talk about every single day the abuse that you went through, because I think now we have an idea of what it is. Okay, so let's talk about the last week. The last week of the abuse. What happened?
Yeah, the abuse continued to the last week. So when they noticed I was no longer active the way I used to be when I came in usually. So the last day, one of the women insisted that she would unalive me, which other 3 said no. The one that came to pick me up was even the one insisting on unaliving me, like maybe if I should go out there.
Oh, the one that picked you up, it was her that was talking about let's pium.
Yeah, she was the one with the opinion of unaliving me. While others were saying no, that even from the look of things, they think I won't survive it, so I will go and die somewhere else, not here.
Oh, so they said from the look of it, it looks like you won't survive it, so they should just leave you. Okay, so then what happened?
So it was almost the two of them have to at least have to move me up because I was no longer having strength to move on my own. They took me to the car. Then from there, they dropped me somewhere around Tariq Mata. Anyone that knows Libya much will know this area. I'm sure it's Tariq Mata. So it's close to the airport. So they dropped me up there. That was when I met someone who assisted me. Though they were afraid due to the sickness that was going on at that time. But having explained the to you of my experience, the person has decided to say, okay, let's assist him since he's also one of us, like we are blacks.
So after they dump you, there were other black men that found you and then came and helped you out.
Yeah.
Yes. So when you got to your location, your home, what happened?
Yeah. First, I was with these people that helped me because normally in Libya we hardly move around with our phones. So I have a number of a guy who we live together, and I called him. It was even the one that came with taxi to take me home. So I explained my experience with these people. I just explained my experience. So that was it. Though I was traumatized, and it took me a whole lot of time to recover from the trauma, but it's fine. Thank God, still alive.
Everyone keeps talking about how they were bleeding. When they're peeing, they're bleeding.
Yeah.
When did that bleeding start happening for you? Was it the last week or was it after you left?
No, it was before I left. That was what they observed because I started complaining of me not feeling fine. So they redacted it at a point. So when I wanted to renew it, I have to call them to come see for themselves.
Yeah. Okay. Is there and then okay, right now, do you feel like I'm sure you probably haven't recovered. Did you go through therapy? Like how has this thing affected you?
I have to, after then, I have to treat myself of some STD. That was when I finally got to my destination when I got to Italy. So they run some tests on me and observed that I have some STD.
So you had some STD?
So that was where I was able to treat myself up.
So they were happily passing STDs and group sexes.
So the trauma.
Okay. Okay. So, but now you're good, and you know. So for the people back home, and the Africans back home, and the Africans that are in Libya right now, what is your advice to them?
I would say it's a personal decision. Firstly, it's a personal decision. But my sincere advice is it's not what anyone will want to experience. So it's better to stay where you are. Even if you want to travel, you go through the right source. You seek for a visa or other way around, but going through that deadly journey is not advisable.
Yeah.
And I also hope people learn from what has happened to their friends or neighbor or in their country.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely better to travel with the right sources, to save headache. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I'm really sorry that happened to you. I hope they've all gone for now. I don't know if I don't know who's sending that request. You guys, I don't know. I don't mind bringing one person to say something to him. But
Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome, salam.
Gindawanyadi.
You guys speak in English though.
Oh, I can speak English, of course.
Okay, go ahead.
How is the evening?
Good, good.
Also, that's great. I don't know. I have little problem. I don't know. Whether do you know anybody in Libya that I don't want to see this on top. Okay. I have little problem. There is one boy in Libya. She did something bad. I don't know. Definitely something really bad. I don't want to say that in here. I don't know whether I can text you down or down.
Yeah, go ahead and send me a message.
Yeah, let me send you a message down.
Alright. I thought you were trying to say something to this guy.
Yeah, it's very, 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 very disgusting. I don't want to say that on top, Vice. Please.
Alright, just send me a message. Alright, you
Yeah.
guys, I'm gonna let him go. You know, because when I say the story, it's better when he say his story, right? I'm not here talking because I dislike Libya or any North African country. If anything, I have love for you guys, okay? But there's a lot of issue within our communities. That is the reason why I'm talking, and I think it should be fixed. And the disrespect is heavy, okay? Because there is, you guys, imagine these women in their 50s, 60s, 70s taking black men. And Libya, we have to talk to Libyans. Like, we really have to talk to you guys, because there's a lot of rumors that come out that right before Gaddafi, you guys were still in the business of selling black people. Like, that is still being talked about. Supposedly when Gaddafi came, he tried to stop it, but it seems like you guys, your culture or whatever is going on in that community, something is not right. And I think you need us. I think North Africa needs Sub-Saharan Africa, and I believe that Sub-Saharan Africa needs North Africa, and I believe we're all one Africa, and that we can work together. So your criminals, they should be arrested, and they should be pew, just like you guys love to pew everyone. Those women, they should not be. There's no way they should be walking around the streets of Libya. Our people did not do anything to you guys. If anything, your oppressor is over there. Your oppressors are our oppressors also. So it makes sense for us to work together. It doesn't make sense for y'all to try to... It don't make sense. Again, like I said, your oppressors are our oppressors. So if you need to deal with those oppressors, you need us. So it makes more sense for you guys to be acting extremely disgusting, like your oppressor. Taking a man and putting him in a dark room, the disrespect. A man you're taking and using and doing all this disgusting thing to him. And you're taking him and putting him in a dark room, the disrespect. And some of you guys, you come out of your hijabs to do the dirt. Bruh, I'm Muslim too. I'm not perfect. I'm actually a horrible Muslim. But believe me, I am not that dirty. I'm not that dirty to take a human being and treat him like that. I'm not that dirty. Some of you guys are extremely fucking dirty, bro. Disgusting. Anyways, Jeff, I'm gonna let you go. I'm getting heated up, bro. Let me get out of this life. Thank you, my guy. Bye, you guys.